so hard about generational cycles and curses. Really quick story time. So, my mom, she was my biological mother. She was out of my life from the ages of 6 to about 21. I reconnected with her my sophomore year in college. And after we reconnected, we did all the pleasantries just to catch up. Um, but when we were catching up, I had a lot of questions naturally. And she ended up telling me how, she was also a survivor of sexual assault, and her mother was as well. The thing about her particular situation is that it occurred with her father as well. So not only was that my story, but that was her story too. And while she was um, not confronting, not confirming, confiding in me about this information, I just remember feeling like, damn, this is crazy. Like, what type of dark, dreamy illusion, like, what type of nightmare is this? You know, the fact that I survived sexual assault by the man who posed as my father. So I spent from 3 to 18 with the man who I called dad, who I found out wasn't. And he did these things, and then to find out that she went through her own experiences with her biological father, I'm just overwhelmed, like I said, listening to this. And I had already started my healing journey at the time, but that just made me go even more harder when it came to therapy, when it came to healing, when it came to just doing research on childhood trauma, um, specifically just sexual trauma in the Black community. But I know we have to use this term loosely, generational cycles and curses and things of that nature. However, we need to be aware of how real it is, the different things that are not tended to, are not healed, are not taken care of, are not stewarded appropriately, are not exorcised out of us. And I mean it in a sense of exorcism, like demons, demonic attachments, different experiences that lead to our detriment spiritually. If those things are not taken care of, they are passed down, including addictions. Um, and I had a word that was dropped in my spirit over the weekend because I've experienced so much shame with not only healing the sexual trauma, but as an adult, when you're just so overwhelmed with the feels, the shame, the grief, the sadness, the anger, the rage, the defeat, just naturally being a survivor of sexual assault and navigating adulthood, feeling estranged from your own body. So you take two vices, hence, addictions. One of mine was alcohol. And I think about how much I struggled in that area. Um, but not being, associated with a lot of family, what options did I have? I mean, I was in therapy, but even at that time, it wasn't enough with being in school because I was in college at the time where, well, I was graduating, but that's when it was really starting to become a thing, I guess. Um, but even the addictions that we have, the outlets that we crave to be okay, because that's literally what it was for, self-soothing, to give me an escape from, having experienced years of sexual trauma, then being alienated from the family, um, then even having to go no contact with some of my family members. Well, I'll say all at this point. One of those be including my birth mother. After I, had questions about, why did she go to the police and try to save us, or why did she even place us in the care with a pedophile? So, long story short, that's been my vice is alcohol, but she also struggled with it. Her mom also struggled with it. So as I'm thinking about this past weekend, I'm like, was this truly just my demon? Some demons or demonic attachments, I'll say, some vices, some addictions aren't ours solely. We've inherited these things. So just how you can inherit money, you can inherit trauma, you can inherit addictions, you can inherit um, also mental dis-ease. That's why healing is important. That's why breaking generational cycles and curses is important. But you also need a sliver, and I know you're gonna say a sliver, you need a whole damn pie of grace. That's what I've been missing. I've damn near dedicated my entire fucking existence to healing and doing the work and um, self development and just being better. But if I'm real, I haven't really taken as much time to give myself grace. Like, hey, this just didn't start with you. This is a demon or a curse or a cycle that's been passed down. And once we realize that, we can attack it, from a space of being human, but also being real with ourselves and giving ourselves credit to know like what we're up against, because that's why it's so difficult sometimes for you to shake um, porn. Maybe that's why it's so hard for you to shake being addicted to toxic relationships. That's so hard for you to shake alcohol, food, sex. Insert your vice or addiction of choice. Because these are the same things that our parents and our parents' parents had to fight. Not everybody. So if this message does not apply, let it fly. So as you are navigating the addiction trenches, know that recovery is real, is possible. However, give yourself grace. Maybe do some family tree work. And I still have a lot of gaps, holes, spaces, a lot of research that I need to do. But the information that I've been able to discover and uncover thus far has been helpful in my healing to know that, oh, it's not just me. This is bigger than me. Like your addiction or whatever you're tethered to spiritually. It might be something that your whole lineage, generations before you, have had to wrestle with. So pat yourself on the back. Do your little one too. Most importantly, give yourself grace so that you can continue showing up. Putting one foot in front of the other and doing what's best not only for you, but for generations to come.